Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Journey of a Property Investor, where today I am joined by none other than Simon Zutshi. Simon, how are you, mate?
Dave, it's a pleasure to be here. How are you?
I'm very good, I'm really excited about this. I was thinking actually on the way in how long I've known you. I've known you now, it's got to be close on 15 years.
Really? Is that long?
I'd just come onto Mastermind and then about midway through, Lindsay was pregnant with Joel and he's like 13 now, almost 14.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yes, that's quite some time. And I've been lucky enough to spend time on your training and then obviously helping out with all things there.
And you do a great job helping us out MMA and doing this as well. So really appreciate your help.
Brilliant. Well, I've got some questions for you today.
Okay, yeah.
And I know that producer Aaron has got this game that we play as well where you have to get... It's harder than you think.
Yeah.
Right, because you start looking at
I'm
the...
a bit worried about this, really.
Yes, you should be. I started off the last one and I was flying. I was killing Mike on him. Absolutely killing him. And then he pulled it out the bag with the last questions and I still owe him a lunch for that, actually. But I want to start off with some questions first, Simon.
Okay.
So we all know, or most people know, that you worked at Cadbury's.
Yes.
So we thought we'd start off with rate these chocolates in order then from best to worst.
Okay.
So we've got Dairy Milk, Freddo, Mini Egg, Bourneville. That's got to go. Cream Egg.
That's really hard. Dairy Milk has to be the winner,
Yeah,
first of all.
I'm with you there.
Definitely, that's really good. Freddo is actually made of the same chocolate as Dairy Milk, but obviously there's not enough of it, so that's got to go right down the bottom.
Yeah.
That's not enough, is it? Kid maybe, but not enough for us.
Do you not find actually these days, you go to buy a chocolate now, they're about that big, then what?
Oh, you always... Cream eggs. Do you think cream eggs are shrunk?
Ooh.
Think about that. When you first had cream eggs as a kid,
Yeah.
they seem much bigger, don't it? No, it's just your mouth got bigger.
Anyway,
Dairy Milk. Then I think mini eggs. Mini eggs, there's something just great about mini eggs.
Can't eat half a packet of mini eggs.
You can't. No, it's rude. They're going to go off if you eat them. You know. Then I think probably cream egg. I do like cream eggs, but they're a little bit sweet now.
Yeah.
And then Bourneville's okay. Bourneville's just a bit sweet. I quite like dark chocolate, but it's a bit sweet really. And then Freddo at the end because it's just not big enough.
You put Freddo last before Bourneville.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've ever bought a Freddo. That goes to show, right? Whereas I have bought all the others.
You think you know someone? Bourneville? Ooh, not nice. Not nice.
What would you say then, Dave?
Me? I'd go Dairy Milk, Mini Egg, Cream Egg, Freddo, and I'll put the Bourneville in the bin.
So then we were quite close. I'll have your Bourneville then if you don't want it.
Yeah, I'm happy for that.
I'll tell you what the best chocolate bar was though?
Go on.
Something called Spira.
Oh, hang on, I remember these.
Spira, I don't make it anymore. It was a kind of a tube that was twisted in a spiral shape.
Yeah.
And it was really nice because the surface to volume ratio was very high, which means it melts really easy on a tongue. That's a technical chocolate expression there.
So, right, I think that takes us into the first game. So if you get your phone.
Okay.
So just to explain how this works for anyone watching who is unsure, this game is called Property Guesser. You can use the link in the description. You can play it for yourself. Basically, you are going to get 10 pictures of a property that has been sold. I will tell you the city, and you have to guess how much it was sold for. Closest guess wins, and we'll see how many points our guest can rack up by the end of the episode. The first house, we are going to London.
Right. I've got a feeling you're going to know London better than me.
Well, not really. I don't invest in London.
Okay, so I've just got one picture at the moment.
Yes, if you flick it, it will go to the next one.
Right, got it.
You've played this game before?
You've literally played it, and we had the same conversation last time.
First time I've done this, Dave.
Yeah, okay.
Never mind.
So that's like a nice swanky kitchen dining room, isn't it there?
Yeah. Penthouse as well. It's got a little balcony.
Nice. They could have done a better job making the bed there. Have you seen it?
It's a bit scruffy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stunning 2-bedroom flat in an excellent location, set on the 4th floor of a secure modern development, as opposed to an insecure one. It's set on the 4th floor of a horrendously dangerous modern development.
Surrounded by gangs.
Yeah. Light and spacious reception room with space to dine. Oh, wow.
As our guest hasn't played yet, Dave, you will take the first guest on this round.
Okay. So I'll go first. I'm going to say, this could be anywhere. I'm going to say 450 grand.
I think that's too cheap, Dave. Okay. Given average price in London is about just over 500,000. And it's a new two-bed flat. I reckon it's going to be 525.
Oh, I think you're right. I know them knocking him out of Birmingham for 500, didn't they? But
It might even be more than that, but I'm just going to go close to you, obviously.
Yeah.
Tactical bid.
Producer Aaron, give us what's the scores? What is it?
So this property sold for £580,000, which means the first point goes to Simon.
Come back to that in a moment. Let's get back on the questions. So we started off with questions about chocolate and stuff, but most people are going to know you for property, aren't they?
Yeah.
Well, at least I hope so anyway. So you've had many achievements, haven't you, when you look back? You've had your best-selling book, nationwide networking, the whole education platform that you got. But the question I want to ask you is, out of all those achievements, and any others that that spring to mind, not just those, which ones are you most proud of and why?
It's a really hard question, Dave. I mean, I think what we've done with PIN is quite amazing, and all the amazing hosts that run those meetings. But I think if it's a personal, I think probably my book. You know, most books sell less than 100 copies, and we've sold well over 100,000 copies. Probably one of the best read property books in the UK.
Yeah.
And interesting, a lot of people read Rich Dad, Poor Dad,
Yeah.
which is a really good book, obviously by Robert Kiyosaki, that introduced the idea of, you know, good debt and bad debt, and you shouldn't be an employee all your life, but it doesn't really talk about property, so it doesn't answer. So often people find my book afterwards.
Yes.
And the fact that, you know, I've had so many people approach me, say, Simon, I read your book and I did this and I did this. You know, they've done the hard work, but the fact it's inspired them, and it's opened their mind to the possibilities, I get a massive buzz out of that. So I think probably my book.
Yeah, and do you know what? Actually, that is how I come about finding your network is by your book. And there's a particularly good case study on page 129 on the right-hand side, paragraph 2, if you want to, in the 6th edition, if you do want to take a look there. Not sure who it's by. But do you just want to tell people somewhere where they can get hold of your book if they haven't read it?
Well, they can get it on Amazon, or if they prefer to listen, they get it on Audible. I like to listen to books when I'm out and about. So,
Me too.
Yeah, that's it. Amazon, Audible. 7th edition, I've been threatening this for a long time, Dave.
Yep.
But it will come out this year,
Wow.
2026. And I kind of, when Labour got in, I thought, oh, actually, things are going to change, need to wait. Then Renters' Rights. So once Renters' Rights settle down, I'll do a new edition. But then someone joked, they said, well, the problem is the current government might not be around for that long, so you'll have to do another one.
So shall we go on to our next guest, see if I can get back onto this game. Let's see if I can get something back here.
All right, for house number 2, we are heading to Norwich.
Norwich.
Familiar with Norwich?
No, not at all.
Good. Okay. Always tricky, aren't the bungalows?
Bungalows are very tricky.
Yeah. Oh, but this looks like a dormer bungalow, which I can't see the point. You have a bungalow because you just don't want to have no stairs, and then people put stairs in them. What's the point in that?
Yeah, well, not everyone in bungalows has to be on one floor, do they?
Yeah. Well, buy a house then.
This almost looks like it's been bought and done up to be sold, doesn't it? It looks like a flip.
That's dangerous, though, is an annex like that. You could soon find like a family member coming to live with you or something there, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Norwich. It's not exactly cheap, is it, Norwich?
No, it's a bit of a stuck out on a limb as well, isn't it?
It's hard to get to, isn't it? It's like the transport's never good there, I don't think.
I think, I've no idea, but I reckon...
It's difficult, isn't it?
I think this sold for 375,000.
I'm going to go 450.
So the winner of this round was £5,000 away from the actual price.
And was it me?
I'm afraid not. The house sold for £370,000. Nice guess, Simon.
That was a good guess.
This is just beginner's luck, Dave. It's just beginner's luck.
Right, okay, we got plenty. How many more of those have we got?
8.
So I've got time to catch up. I've got time
it's early
to catch
days
up.
yet, Dave. Beginner's luck.
So whilst we're looking at property and things like that, what was your why to get into investing?
I guess there were two things. First of all, in 1995, when I got my job at Cadbury's, I'd be living in a really not great student house in Selly Oak in Birmingham, next to uni. And I thought, well, I'd like to get my own home, and I like living with other people. So I bought a house to live in, and I rented 2 of the rooms to my friends who were still at uni, and I pretty much lived for free. So I kind of always wanted to get a house. And when I met my first landlord, whose house stayed in about 1992 in Birmingham, I kind of asked him as a cheeky 19-year-old at the time, I said, what do you do for a living? He said, well, I used to be a solicitor, but now, and this is obviously well paid, but now I'm just a full-time landlord. And I didn't really understand what that meant at the time, but he was a proper hands-on landlord. He had 100 properties.
Wow.
He would meet tenants like he met us, sign the contracts, collect the rent, or chase rent. And he came around one afternoon, I sat down with him and said, can you tell me how this works? And he did. And I thought, that's kind of interesting. I thought, when I'm rich, I'll buy some houses. Because most people think you've got to have lots of money to buy houses. And we know that's not necessarily true. Yeah. And actually, that's when the National Lottery started. And I thought, what would I do if I won £1 million? And I thought, I'd buy 20 houses and just live off the rent. That's before I had any properties at all. Yeah. So isn't it amazing, kind of, you visualise things, and I didn't win the lottery, unfortunately, but I suppose you have to buy a ticket to actually win, which maybe why I didn't win, but still.
Your answer there, compare that to the average answer when someone's... First of all, a lot of people talk about money like it's the root to all evil and things like that, and then the next thing they'll talk about is actually winning the lottery or going to put the lottery... So on one hand, money's evil, but I'm going to go and see if I can win a load of it. But if you hear most people when they say, if I won the lottery, if it was £1 million, it'd be, I'd buy a nice house, about £700,000, I'd have a Porsche, she'd have a Range Rover, we'd go abroad for a big... All they've just done is spent it in one go.
Yeah, exactly. And most people who win the lottery become bankrupt in a couple of years. They do. Because they start spending. They don't understand about saving, investing, and they get used to a high lifestyle, which they can't afford.
But it's still the right mindset that you had. You wouldn't just go out and spend it on everything. You'd invest it, so it pays you back, and that's what I think a millionaire is.
Yes, definitely. Well, that's rich dad, poor dad stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
You buy assets that are going to give you cash flow, rather than most people, they buy depreciating liabilities.
How did that influence your exact... This is, I'm waking up every day and I want to get into property and do that?
Well, it didn't really. I think property was very much a third interest, because I had my career at Cadbury's. Yeah. I had a part-time business running student nightclub events here in Birmingham, which was really good fun. And that's actually the profit from that gave me the money to buy my second house in '98. Yeah. So I moved into that, kept the first one, rented it to students ever since. Mm-hmm. But it was a hobby. I didn't have anyone like me telling me how good property was or showing what to... If I had, I would have done a lot more, a lot quicker. So it was a very kind of a gradual, kind of common sense thing rather than a light bulb moment.
Producer Aaron, where are we going next then?
We are heading to Cardiff.
Cardiff. Because you've got so many students and you've seen so many over the years, this is so difficult playing you at this game. Because
no, but I've never done this game before. I don't go on Rightmove and look at guess how much. I've never done it. I've never guessed how much houses are.
Simon's got to have about 200 or 300 students every year come through once a month, asking him at Mastermind about, Simon, what do you think of this deal? What do you think of that deal in this area? In this area?
Dave, I would never buy someone, look at the numbers, look at the picture. It's all about the numbers.
Completely agree.
So what we're doing now, I've never done. That's going to be worth that. I'd say, okay, what are the numbers and what could it do for us, really? Yeah,
I agree, by the way. So if I lose...
I like that blue kitchen.
It's an odd colour, isn't it?
Like
you see some sites on viewings, don't you? I mean, this one isn't a bad... Oh,
this one's quite nice. Yeah.
It looks like it's in a nice little cul-de-sac park.
It looks like it's actually been a family. This is someone a family. This is not someone flipping. This is
someone moving on to the next house, isn't he? I'm going to go for 280 on this.
What was you thinking with that one?
I don't know, just... Actually, I've gone too high.
Bid again if you want.
230.
The guest feels that bad for you, who's giving you a second chance.
No, I just knew in my gut after I'd said it. That was the wrong thing to say.
You said what, 230?
Yeah.
I think you might be pretty close there, Dave. I'm going to do I think you're about right. I'm going to do a sneaky tactical just below you at 225. Because I think it's less than 230 probably.
Oh, I think that was a good move. I think he's just won another one.
This house sold for £210,000.
He's good at building suspense, isn't he?
Isn't he?
He's very good at building suspense.
So that's the third point for Simon.
Beginner's luck. It's anyone's game, Dave.
Okay, so we've still got 4 left, haven't we?
No, 7 left. So we've done 3.
Yeah, you've got 7 left.
Oh, easy then. I'll get this back.
You have played this before, haven't you?
And you have the numbers on the pad in front of you.
What? Okay. Can we cut that bit out? If you weren't a property investor, what do you think you would have been?
Before I started teaching, so I left Cadbury's in 2001. And I hadn't quite replaced my income, but I had enough to cover my costs. Mm-hmm. And I was really interested in marketing. And one of my mentors, a guy called Jay Abraham, an American guy, I really like kind of marketing and growing businesses. And I was doing my nightclub business, and I learned a lot from him around that. So actually, something I thought about doing, which I'm probably going to go back to, is helping businesses grow.
Yeah.
Not just property businesses, so not thinking about property, but how can a normal business grow? And that's something I'm going to be doing a lot more of.
That sounds good.
At the time, I thought, what do I know? And I was just really interested in marketing.
Yeah.
That's why, I think if you're interested and good at something, that's a good way to make money. And again, I only had a few properties that I hadn't really realised how valuable property was.
Yeah.
I hadn't started teaching other people or anything. I hadn't quite replaced my income. I left my job. I hadn't quite replaced my income. So, yeah, I just thought I really enjoy marketing and it's a good way to add value to other people.
It's funny that, isn't it? Because people expect you to go, what's next for you? Oh, property. But if you do property properly, you should reach the point where you're not actually doing it.
I don't need it. I still do it because I think it's important if I'm teaching other people to be active.
Yes.
And I'm probably going to buy more properties this year than I have for the last 5 years.
Yes.
I don't really need to increase the number I've got, but I'm swapping the not so good ones out for better ones to improve the cash flow and stability.
But your current portfolio and what you've got allows you to be able to go, well, I'm going to do this with some businesses in marketing. You can take all that experience. Cause
exactly, yeah.
If you do property right again, you've got to have some business acumen, haven't you?
And I've been doing business longer than property. I've been doing business 38 years.
Yeah. Property's been the thing that you part money into, and it's
absolutely,
done well
yeah.
out of it.
And that's most people. Interesting. Most people who make money in business, they should put it into property, but they don't because they don't know what they're doing. Yeah. They might be really good at business, but they don't know how to do that. So
I've had some really interesting conversations with wealthy people who've got businesses, and again, in the first thing the field have got to get into is I've found is developments.
Yeah.
And
I think that's the worst thing to get into.
The risk involved in development.
Yeah. You can make really good money in development, of course, but there's such a steeper learning curve. And in my experience, I'm sure you'd agree, many people that we meet, they get into it because they want to get cash flow. Yeah. And development doesn't give you cash flow. It swallows your cash. Yeah. And at the end of the development, either you sell or you refinance, then you get some money if you've done it right, and you could lose money. I've had some projects where I've made no money at all because it's taken longer than expected, etc. So I'm not a big fan of development. I think in the right time in someone's journey, you should definitely do some, but I don't think it's a great place for people to start. Number four. Fourth one lucky, right?
Right, that's the one, yeah.
For this house, we are off to Sheffield.
Who's first? Simon on this one.
Simon on this one will be guessing first.
I am first on this one. So obviously Sheffield's much cheaper area than the other areas we've been to so far. Oh, okay, maybe. I would say £210,000 for this.
Oh, I was just thinking, all I'll do is pick whether I go higher or lower than Simon. But he's coming at a funny level there, isn't he?
It's not bad. Could be maybe 250. Might be 150. Big range, Dave. Where are you going to go, Dave?
220.
220.
Final answer.
Yeah, I think you're on the wrong side personally, but still, anyway.
Go on then.
I can't really build much suspense with this one. The house sold for £325,000.
Wow.
But on the plus side,
you've lost again.
No, I won that one, didn't I? I bet
Dave won.
Did he win?
Yeah, he went 220, you went 220.
Oh, okay, right, fair enough. But we were both very wrong, though.
I do, man. I've got a point. I'll take the point.
Yeah. No, I say things like that, depending where it is, could be that value. I don't disagree with that. I've obviously underestimated. Yeah. So there you go. So you're looking very smug with yourself, Dave.
Well, I've just got a point back, Yeah. This is where the victory comes in now. So back onto you. I mean, you 23 years ago founded what was the UK's first property network company.
Yes.
Throughout that, and we said this at the start, throughout that time, your name has been consistently there. And in fact, some people refer to you as the granddaddy of property.
I've been called the GOAT as well.
Well, I was going to say, how do you feel about that name then, the granddaddy of property?
I'm not sure granddaddy is the best one, but I've also been called the godfather of property network. I don't know. Well, it's nice to have pioneered something. The reason it came about was I was investing myself, so Tony Robbins, such kind of things, and there was a group called the Yes Group. I think it's still running actually in certainly in London. And it's people who'd been to Tony Robbins and wanted to keep momentum going. And there's a London group and there's a lady running the Birmingham group. So when I went to my first Tony Robbins live event in 2000, I went onto this group. It's really good. Started to go to that. And then it kind of dwindled a bit. The lady running didn't want to run it anymore. So I kind of stepped in and started to run that. So I quite enjoyed doing that. So I was learning just about getting better. And there were a couple of people there who were kind of interested in property and were saying to me, Simon, how come we don't have to work? Because I'd left my job by then. I thought, wouldn't it be good if we could have this same positive environment we had the Yes Group, but people who are all into property?
Yeah.
And I went online, there was nothing at all anywhere in the UK. So I set the first one here in Birmingham, called it Property Investor Network. and just grew around the country. And then people who were coming to Birmingham to do training said, oh, instead of coming here, can I have my own meeting?
Yeah.
So people have done our training, set the meetings up, and that's how it's growing. We have an amazing network of hosts, all successful investors themselves, and they do a great job helping people those first out. And it's mainly people who are new or got a couple of properties. That's the main audience. Although there are some pretty experienced investors who go because they understand the value of networking.
Absolutely. I mean, all the years I've been out helping out on your Mastermind Accelerator event, well, it never surprises me actually now, the amount of the difference in like portfolios and skill of people who come along.
Yeah.
So like you say, there are people who are new and want to and look at, just getting into it. And there's people with sizable portfolios.
Yeah.
Great achievement. Right, let's go on to the next property then.
Okay.
Now I'm on a roll.
Now you're on a roll.
Now I'm on a roll.
Keen to get there, right?
Producer Aaron, send it through. Where's the next one?
House number 5 is in Cambridge.
Ooh.
Bit more expensive.
Definitely. Looks fairly modern build, doesn't it? Or maybe it's an ex-rental. I think probably a family moved on, actually. Nice bathroom.
3-bedroom starter home, really, isn't it?
It is starter home, yeah.
Boarded loft and new boiler. Where you
Yeah.
at then? Who's first?
You.
Me. I'm going to say 480 with this
Wow.
because of where it is.
I think 480 is a bit too high.
Could
I mean,
be.
Cambridge is expensive.
Yeah, could be.
I'm going to go 450.
So I can tell you that the winner was £5,000 away in their guess. And this house sold for £475,000. Dave was
2 points in.
five grand off.
2
Got it.
points in, I'll tell you what.
Speeding up now.
The wind is in my sails now. Right, back to some questions then. What's the most important skill that you think a property investor should have?
God, that's really tough. There were so many. What's the most important one? Probably recognising that property is a people business. Probably the ability to build rapport with people. The way we buy property, we like to buy from motivated sellers. You've got to build that rapport and trust with them. You've got to build rapport with your building team. So probably the ability to build rapport.
Because that's where you get, if you can build rapport with someone, you can start to understand the circumstances of why they're selling, can't you, really?
Yeah. And they'll open up to you, tell them what's really important to them. If they don't like you, don't trust them, they're going to tell you what they need.
Yeah.
How can you help them if you don't know what they want?
Good point.
Yeah.
Most people just see a house and just think of a figure, don't they? And just think that's how much it is. Yeah, it's remarkable when you speak to people and you say, so why are they selling then? What's the reason?
What's important to you?
And they're like, I don't know.
What kind of timescales you need? Yeah.
Would you say that's where you found your best deals? Listening to people?
Yeah, definitely. I really wanted to help them as well.
Yeah.
And we can't help everyone. Sometimes it's just, we don't buy it, it's a bit of advice. And actually, if someone's going to sell at a discount, I only want them to sell if actually that's the best solution for them.
Yes.
Or someone say, well, have you thought about this, And because you're trying to help the people, you give them different solutions, which is not you buying it. If they've looked at all those and knocked them out, actually you buying is the last thing that's going to help them.
It's an underrated skill, isn't it, listening?
It is, yeah.
Yeah, it just is. So, good answer.
Yeah. Okay.
Let's move on to the next property then.
Keen to get on there, Dave.
Well, I'm on a roll now.
I know you are
I don't
on a
want to
roll.
lose the momentum.
No, keep going, Dave. Keep going.
All right, next up, we are going to Aberdeen.
Looks very grey.
Does, doesn't he?
And the sun shining as well in the background. So this property has to be viewed. Ooh. Yeah.
Is that like a red flag, in your opinion, where it says the property has to be viewed?
No, it's just a marketing thing.
Yeah. Usually, though, they're indicating that it's nicer than what you're seeing in the photos.
Yeah.
Ideal first-time buyer, ideal
So I'm going
investment.
first, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So 2-bedroom flat, I'd say it's £115,000.
Oh, yeah. So am I going higher or lower than that?
You two really play the tactics game.
Because I'm thinking 105, but I'm thinking I'm going to go 105.
All right. This house sold for £87,105.
So I just about nicked it, didn't I?
3 each? Is that?
Yep,
3
Dave
each?
pulls
Yeah,
level.
well, now it's getting serious.
So for this next one, we're heading to Birmingham, which I know is a very
show us another property. Okay.
well-known one for you. There's no question plan for this because I kind of wanted to get your opinion on this property, and you will see why when you click into it.
Oh, God. That's your house, isn't it?
Could you imagine if it was Aaron? Yeah.
I don't know who you're selling.
Me neither.
Someone is not telling you. They changed the locks.
I've come here, she's put the house up for sale. Have we only got 2 pictures?
You've got one picture.
One picture?
And then the information, no floor plan either.
That is really difficult.
Yeah. So I would say, oh, was your guess? Yeah, you're going first. Go on then.
I was going to let him talk then.
I was going to eat him all my secrets.
Oh, man, that could be anywhere. I don't like the way they've just tucked the windows right into the corners.
That suggests not very big rooms, doesn't it?
Because you think about having a wardrobe up there, you want to have it display through the window a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna go in at 250.
Well, given that you can't see, because there's no other pictures, I'm going to assume it's pretty bad condition. It's one of the not so nice areas of Birmingham. I'm going to say, anyway, tactical, just go just below you, Dave. 235.
Come on then.
So taking the lead then is Simon. This house sold for 197,000 with one picture.
Wow.
If I'd have seen the inside, I'd have nailed that. Back onto questions then.
Okay.
So,
Are you trying to stall now? Now you're not winning anymore.
no, what advice would you give to a younger Simon Zutshi?
Buy more property much quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stop messing around with everything else.
Yeah.
Just focus and buy some property.
Why do you think we do that? Why do you think that we take our time with things?
We just don't know. We just don't, I didn't have anyone like me telling me what to do.
Yeah. Do you just think it's caution? Or do you just think it's...
I think it's lack of knowledge, lack of awareness, lack of priority, because we're busy earning money. You got to put bread on the table. I also say don't make so many stupid mistakes.
Mind you, that's where you learn, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's where you learn. How would you do it though if you was your younger self today in 2026?
Yeah.
Because I mean,
It's dead easy. If I was starting now,
yeah.
I would tell myself, right, go and find retiring landlords and pick up their properties on purchase lease options. Easy. Not easy, but that's definitely what I would do. Because there are lots of landlords selling. They don't always need the money from the property. They just want to get away from the hassle. You can take them on. Don't need mortgages. Don't need big deposits. You can easily find, if there's a bit of money required, find someone else who will put that bit of money in for a share of the property. That's what I do.
Brilliant. So, house number what then,
House
producer
number
Aaron?
8.
This is the last
You're not
one?
very good at counting, are you, Dave?
I'm not.
Did you say is this the last one?
There's 8, isn't there?
No, it's 10.
10. So there's
How many
2
times
more.
have you done this
Okay.
game, Dave?
You have 10 questions.
I'm failing on counting. Don't
You
ask me how
are
many
failing-
times I've played the game.
you are failing on counting, Dave.
It's another counting
It's
question.
an easy mistake, right? Easy mistake to make.
All right, for house number 8, we are heading down to the lovely Brighton.
Brighton.
Have you been to Brighton?
Brighton, yeah, loads.
Expensive area?
I can't tell you, Dave. Yeah, a very expensive area. I used to have a girlfriend who I met in Birmingham, and I would travel down every week or every weekend to go and see her.
Oh, it's a long trek.
It's a long way.
Yeah.
Didn't last long.
Nah, he ain't gonna, is he?
No. A big extension out the back as well. Is that the same house?
Oh my life! Have you seen the hats in there in the bedroom? There's some funny hats. One of them looks like the sorting hat off Harry Potter. What the hell? There's like some CB radio stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's an
Amazing what you see in houses, isn't it?
That's an interesting character in there. You'd want to hope the estate agent was doing viewings there, because if you got into a conversation there, if you just went, "What's that then?" Hour and a half gone.
Yeah.
I like how you're looking at the value and then Dave is just looking at hats and radio
Yeah.
equipment.
I don't know why he's losing.
It's
Hang on, I'm winning, aren't I? Yeah?
No, actually, Dave's winning.
Is he?
4-3 at the moment.
Oh dear, that's terrible.
when you've got a gift, you've got a gift. Oh, I think you're guessing first on this one, aren't you?
I am guessing this is tricky. This.
Yeah.
So Brighton, expensive area, bit of an interesting property, should we say the
Yeah,
least. Been extended quite a bit. 3 bedrooms. I reckon this is going to be £425,000.
I'm going to go north of that.
I think you might be right, actually. I might have gone a bit too low, but I'll stick where I am.
So you're at
425.
450.
Oh, so you're not going much higher then, really?
No,
That's
no.
a very safe bet, isn't it?
Absolutely, I've got it in the bag there, innit?
Well, the winner was £10,000 away. And this property sold for 435,000. Simon takes another point, bringing you level once again.
Yes. And given actually you were only 15,000 away from it, and you still lost,
Yeah.
despite going second. So we're even now.
But if we had the vendor sat there, they'd have picked my offer. Anyway.
Because you're paying more. That's a great tribute. Well done, Dave. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah. Remind me not to get you negotiating my next property deal for me.
So, Simon, you know, we've covered you've achieved lots and lots and lots in property, not just your own portfolio. I wonder how many financially free people you've actually made out there.
I suppose it depends what you mean by financially free. Does that mean people who've quit their job because they replace it with property? Does that mean people who've got £1 million equity? I don't know. It depends what you mean, really.
I think financially free is, if you stand still now, if you had to stop doing everything, have you got enough passive income coming in? Because it's
got to be thousands of people I personally help like that.
I bet then the ripple effect of who they've helped as well, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
What's next for you then?
As you know, I sold PIN a couple of years ago, and I've stayed on as CEO, and I've actually extended that contract. But I'm due to be here for another year or so. Mm-hmm. And I really enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
And I think, although I won't be the CEO, so I won't be involved in meetings, manage stuff, I hope I'll still be doing some speaking at some of the events. I'm pretty sure they'll want me to do that still. Who knows? I'm going to be creating a network of, I can't quite got the right word yet, but agents, for lack of a better word, who are on the ground all around the country, who are facilitating deals to help first-time buyers get on the ladder.
Yes.
By securing lease options, becoming tenant buyers in landlord properties who don't want the hassle anymore. They don't want to sell at a discount. They're going to sell at full price. So it's a real win-win for everyone. Yeah. The agent makes money in the middle. The landlord gets through the hassle but gets a higher price than selling now. And the first time buyer gets their foot on the ladder. So that's a big project I'll be launching very soon, which is good. And then also, helping people with a bit of business advice, helping them grow their businesses. I'm looking at just the best format to do that, really. Maybe a bit more public speaking.
Well, definitely public speaking. I mean, you're definitely the best public speaker I've ever seen.
I do get nervous sometimes, don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. If it's people I know, I'm far more relaxed. But if it's a new audience, obviously I want them to like me. I want them to get value out of it. Yeah. Don't quite know how if my jokes are going to go down or not. Yeah. But it's something that most people hate to do.
They do, don't
and
they?
I didn't like it. I remember at first time I was kind of public speaking. When I was in my primary school, we had to do readings sometimes. Every so often do a Bible reading. I got such bad eyesight, I'd have to have a big Bible, but I'm pretty much sniffing it, Yeah. And I'd be nervous, my voice would go. I just hate it.
This is interesting, actually. So do you feel that that's where, because of that scenario, did that make you think, I've got to get good at speaking in front of people without reading?
I never want to do it
stuff?
again.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd hate it. I absolutely hated speaking in public. But I think what happened was when I was 7, I got given a Paul Daniels magic trick for one of my birthdays. And I just really got into magic. And then when I was doing magic, and I wasn't very good, but I obviously got better because I then started doing paid shows. I never used to advertise, so I'd get word of mouth. Well, either I was cheap or good. I don't know, one or the other. But I'd get kids' parties and after dinner for the local tennis club, their annual dinner and stuff. And I just really enjoyed it. And I guess, it was a kind of I think I was actually quite a shy child. And I had this alter ego personality that was kind of a more
performer,
outgoing, and I quite liked. So, I think it is that, for me, speaking is a bit of a performance.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think that I get adrenaline boost from that, maybe.
Brilliant.
So I think it's probably through magic I just got better at it.
Brilliant. Let's go to the penultimate house then. I've kept track there.
You have kept track, that's good.
Finally. For this one, we are heading back up north to York.
Nicely done bathroom, isn't it, there?
Yeah.
I love refurbing houses. When you've finished them and you've put nice new stuff in like that.
Yeah.
Just so nice to look at afterwards.
These fairly modern layouts where you have your kitchen in the dining room, living room. It's very, very popular, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? Whereas, actually, I always think I wouldn't want to sit in the same room that I've just cooked in.
No, exactly. Yeah. Whereas some of my older apartments would always have a separate kitchen.
Yeah.
But since about, probably the early 2000s, they started just putting these. So you didn't have to then have a separate room.
So we're looking at a 2-bedroom apartment in York. Looks like a fairly nice area. Simon, first or me?
This is your guess first, Dave.
Yeah, I'm going to struggle with this one. Let me think. I don't think it's going to be as expensive as like a city centre.
Because York's quite an expensive place, isn't it?
It is expensive though, isn't it? But that's an apartment. 425.
425?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think it's much cheaper than that. I could just go 420, but I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to go lower than that. I'm going to go 370.
Ooh, Okay, so he's playing the game properly here now.
I'm properly playing. I'm not just
Yeah.
playing safe now. I'm playing it properly.
I can tell you that you were both substantially away from the price of this.
Yeah.
This house sold for £202,000.
Well, that doesn't matter because I still win.
Yeah. And on that note, I can't win any further, can I?
You can draw.
Oh,
You
I
could
can
draw. You could draw. Unlikely, but you could draw.
So we've got one last one to do, haven't we?
We have one last, we're currently at 5-4 to Simon.
Which, by the way, I'm really surprised at because I thought I would never do this game.
Well, before we get into that last game, you mentioned you did Magic,
Yes.
as do I. I too am a non-rememberer of the Magic Roundabout. And I have some playing cards here to do a trick.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, now they're not standard playing cards. These are the only ones I could find this morning. Standard deck of 37 cards, all counted by, so you don't need to count them. Aaron counted them and verified them before we did this, didn't you, Aaron?
Oh, yeah.
There
This
we
is
go.
definitely not the first time I'm seeing these pack of cards.
Yeah. And if he'd have said no, I'd have said that was my other magic trick. I wiped his mind. Right, now what I'm going to do, Simon, I'm going to read your mind, obviously.
Okay.
You know, so what I want you to do is take this deck of cards.
Yeah.
I want you to take one card out and just show it to the camera. I'll look away. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Put it back anywhere in that deck. Now I want you to hold the deck of cards like that. And say Dave's left sock.
Dave's left sock.
As if by magic.
There's
That
a card.
is not your card. There you go. See? Mind blown. Yeah.
Dave, oh my God.
Yeah.
You should start a YouTube channel.
Huh? So
With all
for
your
me,
magic tricks.
so for me to know that that's not your card means that I do know what your card is, which I ain't going to tell you because you
Yeah.
know I'll get kicked out the roundabout. So, whoa, are you seeing this?
Is it about a, you've only got a 1 in 52 chance now. Better than your chances at guessing the value of a property, I guess.
Look at this, he's doing this properly here. Well, I read your mind. I showed you that that wasn't
These
your
are
card.
normal cards, right?
Yes, yes.
Take card.
Okay, shall I put this one back in?
Just take card.
Okay, that one.
Okay, look at it. Remember it?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Say stop.
Stop. Oh,
While I'm going through the
Okay.
pack helps, say stop.
stop.
Put the card there.
Yeah.
Now remember the card, Dave.
Yeah, got it.
If you don't remember the card,
Yeah.
it's a bit of a quick, not very good trick.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
I want you to think of a number between 1 and 10.
Okay.
And you can tell me
8.
8. Would you be surprised if your card was 8th card down?
Yes.
Is that your card?
Yes, it is. Wow. That would have been better if it had turned up in your sock, like mine.
Yeah, it would
I
have
bet-
been, wouldn't it?
I bet that's blown
Yeah.
your mind there, that got there.
That has blown my mind,
And it was
yeah.
the wrong card as well, which meant I knew what your right card was.
Yeah, no, I like what you did there.
Yeah. Right then, should we go on to the last one? This is almost going to be for the draw, not quite the decider.
So, keeping with the magic theme, obviously we know, Simon, you frequent Blackpool.
Oh, yes. Oh, dear. Andy Haynes and I go to the biggest magic convention in the world.
Without me?
Every year. Didn't you get the memo? Obviously not.
No.
And you would think it's something like Las Vegas, right?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's Blackpool in February. No wonder it's cheap in the hotels.
The pinnacle of magic. Is Davy Blaine there and all?
David Blaine's been there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dynamo's often there. You know, all the big names in magic.
Well, see, now you've seen the talent, mate. See if you can get me in.
Exactly.
I'll turn up and he'll be talking with someone on the door and he'll be going, but it was in his sock. The wrong card.
Now, that actually looks quite nice compared to most houses in Blackpool. Not trying to upset anyone who lives in Blackpool, by the way, but there are some, like anywhere, there are some nice bits,
Of course there are, yeah.
and there's the rest of it.
Yeah. Okay, so not in bad order, is it really?
Blackpool's a really funny place, though. I mean,
Yeah.
you can, last time I was up there, I've got a house that turned into 2 flats. And the agent was telling me there was a similar house down the road, not quite as big as mine, 2 flats, already converted, 2 flats for £100,000.
For the two of them?
2 flats. You got the whole building with 2 flats in for £100,000. They'd rent for $550 each.
Wow.
I mean, that's a bargain, right?
£550 each, the flats
Yeah.
would rent at.
Yeah.
Say I'm on like £1,000 a month.
Yeah, 1,100.
Say I'm on like what, 11, 13, that's like 13%.
Yes, good deal. Good deal. If you want to buy in Blackpool, there's. So,
Yeah.
so very, very cheap is what I'm saying. But then again, this is not a bad house, a bit further back. So I would say 3-bedroom. I don't know what else you could buy for the money there. I'd say £160,000. Yeah, and I'm being generous there. It's probably not worth as much, but I'll say 160.
I'm 180.
You're going 180.
I can't go lower than 160.
This house sold for £140,000, which means Simon
Thank you,
takes
Dave.
the win.
So that's 6-4, is it then? Is it
Yes.
6-4? Yeah.
Yes.
And look, Dave, I'm really surprised I won that because I didn't think I'd be able to do that. Just looking at pictures, guess. I mean, it's just a guess, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, it is difficult, but I think it just gives you that temperature. If you got a rough feel, like you did there, you was on the cautious side because of what you've seen in Blackpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I think what you're saying is if we were to have all the data in front of us and everything like
You'd
that,
obviously win.
Yeah,
That's what.
So
That's exactly
that's
what
I'm
I'm saying.
taking.
Yeah.
To this.
And just goes to show though, when you're investing, you can look at random bets, but it's better to know your area, isn't it?
Absolutely, to have an area and know
Where
it
you
inside
really
out.
know
Yeah.
what a 3-bed is worth,
Yeah.
what a 1-bed flat's worth.
Yeah.
What the market value is. And obviously that's going to vary depending on the condition, but if you know what it's worth, what it rents for, very quickly you can decide if it works or not. That's my takeaway from this
Because
little
that
game.
last house, was it 140, did you say?
140, yeah.
Pick that up anywhere else and move that round the country.
Oh
in
yeah,
different
that would be at least 240 in Birmingham.
Yeah, easy. All day long.
Yeah.
All day long. Well, Simon, that's all we got time for.
Thank
It's
you,
been
Dave. I really enjoyed
fantastic
it.
having you along.
Thank you.
Best of luck with everything you've said for the future.
Brilliant. Thank
Be
you, Dave.
great to have you back, see how you're getting on.
Yep.
And yeah, thanks for coming along and spending some time with us.
And thank you for showing the amazing magic. I've got to go and try and work out how you did that.
I wouldn't.
So,
mate. I wouldn't. Yeah, it's one of them where just accept the magic and the genius for what it actually was.
Actually, I don't want to know. I don't want to shatter the illusion, probably. So I don't want to learn how it's done. Yeah, brilliant.
Ladies
Thank you,
and
Dave.
gentlemen, Simon Zutshi.
And remember, it's not about the destination. It's all about the journey.